Are you looking to sling some arrows with nothing but air? Then you're going to want to check this thing out. Brian Kirby here with Take Aim TV. In this episode, we're reviewing the Umarex AirJavelin Pro PCP air rifle. Now, I know when you think air rifles, I'm sure you normally think like pellet guns, BB guns. That's not what this thing is. This thing launches arrows. The AirJavelin Pro PCP comes equipped with a 4,500 PSI tank, and it is regulated to 1,500 PSI. That means you're going to get around 25 consistent shots at 370 feet per second. Can you shoot more than 25? Yes, but you're going to lose consistency drastically, and I would recommend recharging the air rifle at that point. This arrow rifle is super easy to load, which makes it a pleasure to shoot. You simply slide the Umarex hollow arrow over the metal tube until you feel it seat. Now you'll notice once the arrow is seated, you could shake that gun, that arrow is going to stay put. It's not just going to fall out of the rifle. Then pull the charging handle to the rear and release it. You get your sight picture, disengage your safety, and press that trigger. The charging handle is very easy to operate. You just pull it to the rear. You can literally do it with just your fingers, which means younger shooters are going to be able to do this, or people who aren't super strong. This is nothing like a crossbow or anything like that where you need special tools to reload it, which makes it super fun to shoot. The charging handle is ambidextrous and can be easily moved from one side to the other. It just unscrews and you can put it on whatever side you want, which is also nice if you're putting it into a case where you don't have much room. You could remove the charging handle so it fits more flat. The stock is adjustable, similar to like an AR-15 style rifle, and that means it'll fit a wide range of shooters. It does come equipped with a slot for a sling in the rear. As you will see, on top of the rifle, it features a full-length Picatinny rail, which you can mount any optics you prefer. I have a Vortex crossbow scope, which is super sweet because you basically set the speed, dial it in for 20 yards, and you're good like 20, 30, and 40. There's tick marks for it. So it makes dialing it in really nice and easy. You could run iron sights if you want, red dot, whatever you prefer will fit on this rifle. As you'll see on the side here, it does feature M-LOK mounting, so you could do lights if you're doing like nighttime hog hunting, things like that. Quiver, sling mount, all those kind of things will fit. Maybe a chainsaw mount, like a sword, something cool. So let's talk about the few different ways you could fill this air rifle up. Number one, you can get a compressor that's designed for air rifles. I use the Umarex Ready Air. Basically, you just set the PSI of the tank, it fills it up for you. It's very easy. The other option is the hand pump, which looks similar to a bicycle style pump. It's much more difficult to do. It is a workout. Anybody can do it. It's just a very long process to fill up one of these tanks, especially a 4,500 PSI tank. The thing I would recommend if you're going to go with that style of pump is to top off the gun after every shooting session. So that way, you shoot the thing 25 or so times, top it off. Don't fill it from empty because that is much more work than just topping the tank off. The other option would be to get like a scuba tank that's over 4,500 PSI. Way over would be better because 4,500 PSI would just be one time of filling it. You could get those scuba tanks filled from like fire departments or your dive shops, things like that. Not as easy as an option. It's cool if you have it, and if you have access to scuba tanks, that's great. But my number one option would be get a compressor. It's much easier, and if you're going to invest in air guns, and especially PCP style air guns, which is the way to go, the compressor makes life a lot easier. On the front of the rifle, it does feature a quick disconnect Foster fitting for filling it up, and it does include a dust cover. The fill gauge is very easy to read, especially if you're using a manual pump. I know a lot of you are thinking, like, can you hunt with this? And the answer is yes, as long as it's legal in your state. There's guys on YouTube who have already shot deer, white-tailed deer, hogs, turkeys, things like that have been killed with this already. It takes a 170 grade Umarex arrow and sends it downrange and delivers 52 foot-pounds of energy. That's more than enough to bring down a whitetail. You slap on a heavier broadhead, because that's with a 50 grain tip. You put on a 100 grain tip, you're going to increase your energy. You will lose speed and range most likely, so it is capable of hunting. Unfortunately, though, here in New York State, our laws are outdated. We cannot hunt with air rifles of any kind. When it comes to whitetail and like turkey and stuff, we could do them on like small game and things like that. But they have not updated our laws, which kind of sucks because Umarex offers a 50 caliber hammer. I would love to use that on a whitetail, but it's just our laws have not caught up. Hopefully soon, But, you know, it's New York State, so probably it's going to take a while. So we'll see, though. If you're looking to hunt, though, this would be a fun tool to hunt. Would it replace a bow for me? No, I still love my archery hunting. I don't think this should be legalized for archery season. But for gun season, heck yeah, let's get this thing going. I mean, this would be a fun tool to take down a whitetail with. This does have a single stage trigger, which is a little bit on the heavier side. It's coming in around 6.25 pounds according to Umarex. But you can still make consistent shot groups out to 40 yards. I had a fist-sized group, and that's just based on shooter's capability out there. I know guys have made much further shots with this, but it's very similar to like what crossbow triggers feel like and things like that. The AirJavelin is pretty light. It's made mostly of plastic. I weighed this setup with my scope on there, and it came in at about 6.3 pounds. Overall, this is a fun air rifle to shoot, whether you want to hunt with it or just shoot in the backyard and have a good time. It's very easy to manipulate, so it's kind of good for all ages as long as they're mature enough to be shooting this type of a weapon. But lastly, this is accurate and consistent, which makes it a viable option for hunting. For more information on the AirJavelin, go to Umarex's website. There is a link in the description or the comments, so check that out, and that way you could see what this thing's all about. They have a lot of information on this, and that's where you could also purchase it if interested. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and remember, stay aware, carry often, and I'll see you next time.